Good morning, everyone. This is the OMS Podcast, episode 5 or 6. Don't know which one exactly. We're just coasting along here at this point. It is Monday, and that means fun day, right? Said nobody. Back to work. Everybody's like, wow, this guy's jokes. I'm going to turn off the podcast now. Yeah, don't worry, I would too. No. Actually, en contraire, I want to talk about a certain topic that came to mind this morning. And it involves, it's regarding the teachings of the Bible, and specifically how we maybe ought to look at teaching the Bible these days. The Bible can be considered a lot of things. A book of wisdom, right? Wise counsel, guidance, a book that teaches us strengths of certain characters, weaknesses of certain characters, what to do in situations and what not to do in situations. I have found that there isn't a point in life that it doesn't talk about, at least indirectly, or relatively, I should say. English. It's early enough for me to really not know where I'm going with this one. I hope this one isn't a waste. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was just this idea of kind of feeling lost. It's interesting how, if you would consider loss in the physical sense, yeah, maybe you are physically lost somewhere, or you feel like maybe you were with some friends, you went on a road trip, took a wrong turn, now you guys are quote unquote lost. But what if we looked at it a little bit differently? It's interesting to look at being lost with a purpose behind it. I mean, really, what context, if you think about it, are you or have become lost without doing something, maybe incorrectly, taking a wrong turn, for instance, or even thinking a wrong way, right? Even so, it's not always a wrong way, and you're not always taking a wrong turn. Maybe it was meant to be all along. I mean, if we are to wake up morning after morning and know that our day, we're going to plan it out, we're going to try to go about it accordingly, but we know it's not going to be picture perfect. We know that from one thing to another, things change, ideas come up, family members call in distress, right? You're trying to focus on a project, kids are banging garbage cans outside your window. Maybe you're in your office, you're ready to get to work, you're excited, then you take hastily a quick drink of your coffee, and it's scalding hot. Now your tongue is burnt, and you have that little burnt, gritty feeling in your tongue for the rest of the day. And that's just, no one planned for that. I feel like for these tiny little instances, this is for everyone. I know it's for me. With that being said, why expect anything differently when it comes to us maybe planning a road trip? Why do we just plan a road trip and think that, yep, everything's going to go accordingly? And we pray on this sort of thing. We're like, I really hope that we can get from point A to point B and everything will be just dandy. And generally speaking, roads are paved nicely, highways are structured accordingly, so then we can usually get to our destinations without much grief or trouble. But there are those times where we kind of get lost. And here's what I want to propose in this quick little segment. How about we be courageous in this moment, whether we're with our friends who are believers or people who are even unbelievers. In this very moment, take away the unbeliever label and just look at everybody as just sort of in this distress mode, right? We're just trying to all figure out what's going on. Everybody's throwing out suggestions, and usually it's, I'll take this upon my own means, and I'll try to figure out a way to get through this, whatever we're going through. Or maybe we'll ask somebody. What if instead we got out our Bibles, or somebody got out the Bible app, which is on everybody's phone, and they just looked up an instance in the Bible in which case something was going on that matched this situation? I know it sounds strange, but I mean, think about it. If you're physically lost, even the metaphors of the Bible, and other metaphors for that instance of being lost. I mean, consider this one, right? Not all those who wander are lost. I've seen that on the back of cars before, right? Stickers and so forth. And it's true. But, not to philosophize this, does it really have an end-all, be-all meaning to one particular context? It could be addressed in all kinds if you really think about it. So you didn't get to your destination and you feel a little lost. Well, perfect. Take the cliche of not all those who wander are lost and connect it with, when have certain characters become lost in the Bible? And then try to put two and two together. See if there's this sort of creative spark that happens where you can follow along. And at first it might just seem imaginative. I've been in this case many times. But I will tell you this. There's something about the reality in which our brain focuses on the mode that we're in, right? So if it is sort of chaos, that we lose our logical abilities and emotional flooding takes place. Well, that doesn't do really anybody any good. And it's interesting to talk about this idea in which case we all live our different lives, we're all on our different paths of life, we're all taking different paths in life. Why not add this concept to the imaginative path of life that we're taking, right? Okay, in this moment, I'm just going to connect two and two together. I'm just going to follow along with it. Why? Because unless it's harmful to me, then I'm going to get to my destination, or I might not get to my destination, might still have to ask for help, but I'm adding this sort of factor to it where, I'm facilitating this living word of the Bible into my life. I'm incorporating its words into my life and trying to just bring it alive so that I can remember moments like this, and whether it is all in my head or not, that's not the point. The point is that in that moment, it got me through what I was going through. I think in this sense, it's all about the mindfulness, right? Your mindfulness awareness and just changing the perspectives up, giving yourself leeway or this space to be able to pull in multiple options that are around you. One being the source of all life for Christian believers. Now, if you're not a believer, I would highly encourage you still to just check it out, see if it addresses something about the lostness, pray on it, or just, if that doesn't even make sense, just sit there and kind of contemplate it and block out the distractions. Put two and two together and just roll with it. Anyways, just a fun little way of maybe looking at life in a different way. If you guys would ever be interested in having a discussion or chatting with me about this sort of thing, I'm always open ears and ready to listen to anybody's stories. I will be sharing my testament pretty soon and kind of tell you a little bit more about my background and just how faithful God has been in my life. So I am very excited to continue to plug in away with you guys in this journey. Blessings to your guys' day. See you in the next episode.